Hi, my name is Benny Lee. I'm the author of the book called What's the Mouth. In chapter 10 in my book, I mentioned about kelp and seaweed. They are the superfood.
So why kelp or seaweed is the superfood? In this video, I use the term kelp and seaweed interchangeably. It is because it promotes good health, as kelp or seaweed is rich in natural iodine, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sodium. These are all essential minerals that are needed by our tissues in our body. Kelp or seaweed or the sea vegetables also contain unique bioactive compounds not found in land plants, which help to remove radioactive elements, heavy metals, free radicals, and other environmental pollutants from our bodies or the seas. When consumers think of seaweed, often they associate it with the wrap or nori in Japanese or Korean dishes, and think that seaweed is healthy, but they are not, because they are so processed, laden with added salt, sugar, additives, preservatives, MSG or monosodium glutamate, which they may disguise under natural flavor. So try eating the fresh seaweed or kelp instead. If not practical, the next best thing is the pure kelp powder or seaweed powder in lime or avocado green or brown color, but avoid any that is in white powder form. Seldom known fact is that there were relatively very few cancer cases linked to radiation exposure in Fukushima, Japan, after their nuclear meltdown incidents in March 2011. The main reason, I believe, is that Japanese eat a lot of seaweed that help absorb or neutralize harmful substance in our body from exposure to radiation. According to US CDC, Center for Disease Control, on lessons learned from Fukushima incidents, they say, strikingly, no one died from radiation exposure following the incident. Moreover, the natural iodine in kelp or seaweed promotes good thyroid gland health. Thyroid gland produces vital hormone that controls metabolism, regulate blood flow, heartbeat, body growth, and development. For example, our brain, bones, skin, hair, etc. And hypothyroidism, which is also known as Hashimoto thyroiditis or Hashimoto's, is a disease when our thyroid gland doesn't make enough hormone. Unfortunately, most patients diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis are prescribed with Synthroid. Synthroid is a man-made synthetic hormone prescribed by doctor to replace a hormone that is normally produced by our thyroid gland. To treat hypothyroidism, where your natural hormones decreases, which usually associated with inflammation of the thyroid gland, or it's called thyroiditis, but not to treat overactive thyroid gland or hyperthyroidism. It is also used to help decrease the size of enlarged thyroid glands, also known as goiter, and to treat thyroid cancer. Generally, hormone replacement therapy is for life. Synthroid has levothyroxine, sodium, aluminum, which they claim as coloring agent, sugars, sulfides, which is also act as preservative, etc. Some people have allergic reactions to the drug, for example, shortness of breath, wheezing, difficulty in breathing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, and other parts of the body, rash, itching, or hives on the skin. The listed side effects of Synthroids are menstrual irregularities, chest pain, fast or irregular heartbeat, sweating, or heat intolerance like the hot flash symptoms for menopause women, nervousness, anxiety or depression, temporary hair loss, decreased bone mineral density, diarrhea, vomiting, weight loss or gain, seizures, and muscle weakness. Consuming anything synthetic drug or hormone which are unnatural to treat some health symptoms lead to many adverse side effects on our health, including being diagnosed with autoimmune disease. The worst thyroidism treatment is surgery or thyroidectomy, when doctor removes all or part of the thyroid gland. Then you're 100% stuck with taking synthetic hormone replacement therapy for the rest of your life until you die.
There are too many varieties of kelps of seaweed, but generally speaking, they are all edible. The colder the ocean or the sea, the better quality is the seaweed or the kelp. My readers often ask me, where do I get the kelp or the seaweed, or where do I buy them? Well, you can harvest them yourself where you live, especially if your sea and ocean is clean, or you can buy from the kelp and seaweed manufacturers. But whenever possible, avoid buying packaged seaweed or nori, because they're so process laden with chemicals additives and preservatives, plus added sugar, salt, preservatives, and MSG.
Today I have the pleasure to introduce Lofoten Seaweed, based in the Arctic Circle of Norway. I have the pleasure to meet the sales and marketing manager, Steph Faulkner. Hi Steph.
Hi.
Can you tell my audience more about Lofoten Seaweed?
So Lofoten Seaweed was founded in 2016 by two best friends, Tamara and Angelita. They studied together at university, and after becoming interested in health and nutrition, they realised that the Norwegian coastline, where Angelita is from, is the longest in Europe and the second longest in the world. Norway also has some of the world's cleanest water. And Tamara's Japanese mother, on a visit, showed them that the seaweed here is of very high quality. So they decided to create Lofoten Seaweed as a company, because the culture for eating seaweed in Norway doesn't really exist. People aren't used to eating seaweed as a foodstuff. So they thought there's a lot of untapped potential here, and it was on this basis that Lofoten Seaweed was formed. So we've been trading since 2017. We had a pop-up restaurant temporarily during the pandemic when we weren't able to sell our products into shops in Europe. And since that has subsided, we've just expanded the business and increased new lines of products, including a hair and skincare range with natural ingredients. This is one of our co-founders, Angelita Eriksson. She was brought up on the Lofoten Islands, so she is local to this area, and she spent her childhood cutting cod tongues and baiting long lines for her fisherman father. So she really understands the coastline here, and that's where the curiosity about seaweed came from. This is Tamara Singer. She's our other co-founder. Tamara grew up in New Zealand, where her Japanese mother served seaweed for her in almost every meal. She was eating furikake every day, which is flakes of dried seaweed, dried fish and sesame seeds. So she's been able to bring the Japanese culinary traditions with her to Norway, which is her new home. And it's on this basis that a lot of our products are developed and designed. This is Tamara and Angelita in action, harvesting seaweed in the Natsströmmen, which is the area of water that we harvest our seaweed from. It's actually the fourth fastest tidal current in the world. And it means that we have always lots of fresh water moving through the fjords, so the water is super clean, very nutritious, and it allows seaweed to grow really fast and long and strong and healthy. To give a brief overview of the products, here we have a range of seaweed salts and flakes. This is Arctic Ocean Greens, which is just a blend of two different types of seaweed. This is Arctic Seaweed Salt, which is wakame mixed with Norwegian sea salt. Here is smoked seaweed salt, which is the same as this, except we've smoked the seaweed over beechwood, so it has a lovely smoky aroma. This one here is truffle seaweed salt. So there's a very interesting species of seaweed that grows here called truffle seaweed, and it has a natural flavour of mushrooms, garlic, pepper, that kind of earthy, truffly flavour. Here we have two different types of furikake, which is the Japanese seasoning I mentioned earlier. We have this, which has puffed rice, so it's got a nice crunchy texture. And here, this is a very interesting product. You see these white flakes? These are dried flakes of Lofoten stockfish, which the Lofoten Islands are famous for. It's the reason why European settlers came here, really, to make use of the cod migration and to create this stockfish, which has been a tradition for thousands of years.
Wow, so much varieties of Lofoten seaweed.
The other premium quality kelp and seaweed manufacturer is BC KELP. They are based in Prince Rupert, Canada, near the border of Alaska.
This video is neither sponsored by Lofoten Seaweed or BC KELP. And also any sales they generate from this video, I will not get any commission. So if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.